We are at Sage with session 5, and I want to speed this up a bit because there are so many games this year and the Sonic hacking contest is about to start. So I didn't want to spend so much time on the majority of these games from this session, and I'll explain exactly why as I go along. So the first game up is Cycle Sage demo, and this has an ugly low poly art style, and the gameplay is pretty bad. You're this guy who can pick up what I think is a gun and start shooting ninjas and sumo wrestlers. So you have a jump, a dash, and a slide, all of which feel mostly useless as the enemies move so fast you can't really hit them without getting hit yourself. So they just appear on the screen and run into you and you'll just die. The AI is also very odd because I don't know if they were trying to attack me or if they were just heading somewhere and I was just in their way. Either way, this game was really freaking horrible. It's one of those games where you wonder why the author submitted it in the first place. Next is Danger Cliff, which is a 2D platformer. This game was enjoyable. It feels like something that you can speedrun. You can dash, you have air dashes, and you can do them in multiple directions, as well as comboing them together. So you can jump, do a horizontal dash, and then do a vertical dash, or vice versa. So I actually enjoyed this game a lot, but I couldn't stay on it long because it didn't have controller support. I will say that if this game got controller support, it would just be way higher on my list, as I thought it was good. It's just simply not for me at the moment due to it only using keyboard controls. So I think that this game is actually pretty good otherwise, and I recommend it. Next we have Dash Bounce. So in this game you have to move your character through obstacles and hazards while gaining momentum so you can run up walls. You can do some wall dashes, kick off walls to advance in the stage, and it looks like it could be a fun game, but honestly it's just not for me. I didn't enjoy this game as much because it felt like I didn't have much control over my character. This game gave me some pinball vibes, as you're just running around, you're bouncing off of things, and you're just kind of praying that you don't land in a certain area because they start putting hazards like spike balls and things like that in the way. So I think it's a pretty good game overall. It's just, something that I didn't enjoy personally. Next is David Get Keen, and I like the art style of this game a lot. It looks like someone just doodled these characters during school class or something. And it's funny how the camera zooms in way too much on some of these characters' faces when you talk to them, and they crack these creepy smiles. And the game was actually fun. It started out saying that keyboard and mouse is recommended, but the game actually does have controller support, and it works very well. So in this game, you have to run around and hit these switches to unlock like a bridge that will take you to the next area. And you have moves like double jumps, air dashes, and you can run really fast. So this feels very much like a Sonic the Hedgehog game, and I think this is my favorite game of this session. It was just really fun. Next is Demystix, and this game played like the Mario Bros game where you had to clear all the enemies off the screen, and it had like that POW button in the middle. So in this game, you can choose from a few different characters and they all have their own special abilities. Not that it matters because this game will screw you either way. So at first I picked a girl and I was dashing into enemies and I kept getting hand cramps because I had no controller support and I was using the keyboard. So eventually I switched to Greflek, and this guy had projectiles which made him seem much better as he could shoot enemies, but it didn't matter because the enemies will eventually just start spawning on top of you. So I think it's okay, but the enemies spawning on top of you is BS. In the Mario Bros, the enemies came out of the tunnels to avoid screwing you over like that, and this game should do something similar. So honestly, I just didn't really enjoy this too much because of the enemies just spawning on top of my head. It just didn't matter if the game was good or not. The game would eventually just start screwing you, and I didn't enjoy that. So that's going to do it for me on this session. There's so many games here. I don't think we are halfway through the indie showcase. So if you want to try these games out yourself, I will provide the link in the description. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you later.